Supreme Court today affirms Governor Godwin Obaseki's victory at the polls. The PDP candidate, Mr. Osage Izeyamu, reacts. We hear from the winner and the PDP tonight on the program. And more crisis brew in the ruling All Progressives Congress has suspended party's deputy spokesperson, seeks national chairman's resignation amidst president's wife Facebook post written in parables. And thanks for joining in, everyone. This is Politics Today live on Channels Television. I'm Sean Wakimbaloye in Lagos. It's now 65 days since President Muhammadu Buhari left for London on a medical vacation. We wish him quick recovery and sound health as we expect the president back in the country soon as it's 65 days on since he left. Well, the wife of the president, Mrs. Aisha Buhari, is taken to her Facebook page in what could be termed as some words of hope on the president's health. Mrs. Buhari wrote in parables indicating that the president may soon return to the country, and part of the post could also indicate that there may be some shake-up upon the president's arrival into the country. But amidst the anxiety over the health of the president, the crisis rocking the All Progressives Congress does not seem like it's abating at all, as the suspended Deputy National Publicity Secretary of the All Progressives Congress, Mr. Timmy Frank, has called for the immediate resignation of the national chairman of the party, Mr. John Oyegun, over the failure of the party to retain the APC senatorial seat in Osun West Senatorial District. Addressing a news conference in Abuja, Mr. Frank says the failure of Mr. Oyegun to resign his position spells doom for the party, as the party may not be able to retain its position as a ruling party come 2019. He appealed to the acting president, Professor Yemi Oshibajo, to summon an emergency meeting of the party in order to resolve the crisis rocking the party in some states and also to save the party from a national defeat.
I believe at this time, I expected after the loss of my party in Osun West rerun, I believe by this time I expected my chairman, Chief John Oyegun, I expected him to must have resigned. I repeat, I wanted him to must have resigned by now. Unfortunately, I know he's not going to resign. But the best thing for anybody to do after losing this kind of defeat for just a rerun election. How did this whole mistake happen? It was caused by my national chairman. Because this is a man that was in APC and he left APC barely 2 days ago. Before the election, immediately after the primaries, he left 2 days immediately after the elections and defected to the PDP and still came back to defeat the party he belongs to initially.
That's Mr. Timmy Frank, suspended Deputy National Publicity Secretary of the APC. We've tried to get across to the party national chairman, John Oyegun, on his reaction on this, because this man has blamed Mr. Oyegun for the loss of the party in that election. Well, let's move on now to what happened earlier today in Abuja, the nation's capital, where the Supreme Court has upheld the election of Governor Godwin Obaseki as the duly elected governor of the state. In a judgment rendered by the Apex Court, led by Chief Justice Walter Onoyan, dismissed an appeal filed by the governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party in the September 28, 2016 governorship election in Edo State. Mr. Osage Izeyamu, according to the Apex Court, both interlocutory and main appeal filed by Mr. Osage Izeyamu were lacking in merit. Well, let's get a reaction of the PDP in Edo State on this one. Mr. Chris Naikare joins us from our Benin studio. He's the Publicity Secretary of the PDP in Edo State. Many thanks, Mr. Naikare, for joining us on the program. How does your party receive or find this judgment? This is the third one from the tribunal to the appeal court and now the Supreme Court, which seems to have the supreme or the final verdict on such a case as the governorship election case.
Well, we had the judgment, and in the Supreme Court, we have taken it as it is, and use the opportunity to congratulate Governor Obaseki on his affirmation by the Supreme Court. But as a political party, we would like the people of Edo State to know that we will be here to profile a worthy opposition. The case has been decided, and our candidate, I'm sure you are aware, our candidate, Pastor Ezeyamu, immediately sent a congratulatory message out to the governor, thanked our supporters for their commitment and loyalty throughout this struggle from the 28th of September. And the Supreme Court has spoken, and we'll go back to our drawing board and be able to prefer good solutions to the issues of the state and do our constitutional rights.
Why do you think your party got it wrong? You lost the election, you lost at the tribunal, you lost at the appeal court, and now you're losing again at the Supreme Court. This is a four-time loss in four different aspects of this race. Where do you think the party got it wrong?
No. We didn't get anything wrong at all. Got it right. Unfortunately, the system does not support justice. I think that's the best way I can put it. It's obvious that at the tribunal, when just 5 wards of local government results were counted, you saw the discrepancy. I believe the Supreme Court should have been curious enough to find out why result sheets, figures written on result sheets, differ from the amount of ballot papers in the ballot boxes. I think curiosity, people should be curious to know why such things happen. We didn't get it wrong at all. I think the system got it wrong. And I think immediately the country should be awake to be able to make sure that this kind of thing does not happen in the future. If you write 20 on the result sheet, you should have 20 ballot papers in the ballot box. And that is where the danger is. Our democracy is threatened if we think we can just write whatever we write on result sheets and then tell people go to court, we'll meet you there. But as a responsible political party, we have taken the judgment of the Supreme Court and we'll move forward and make sure Edo people are not the loser for it, because we will make sure the government of the day is responsible and responsive to the yearnings of Edo people. We'll make sure Edo State is not shortchanged. That is why we are in politics. Not necessarily because we're desperate for the position. No, we're not. We want a better Edo State. But today, Supreme Court has said Godwin Obaseki is the governor, and we congratulate him for his victory. And we hope to make sure it does the right thing all the time.
Where does your party go from here now? After this loss, it looks so much Mr. Obaseki will have a comfortable 4-year running of government in the States and as an opposition. Where do you go from here?
Well, I'm sure you're aware that political parties are not just set up for the sake of running for governorship elections. We are there to make sure Edo State gets the development it deserves, that Edo people are well taken care of, and everything that happens in Edo State is done to please and meet the desires of Edo people. So the party is going to keep on being strong. We're going to organize ourselves, make sure that we prepare for other elections, and prefer and make sure that the people have a choice when the next elections come up. So this is not such a blow like you're making it sound like. It's just a governorship election. There are other things, other ways the party can serve the people. And we are prepared to serve the people in all the other ways until the next election of governorship. So we are not deterred at all. In fact, we want the people to know that whatever is happening is for the benefit of the Edo people.
Mr. Chris Naikare, the Publicity Secretary of the PDP in Edo State, many thanks for talking to us on the program.